Wayne's Homestead. My name is Wayne Irving, and today we are working on Buckrun11's November Prepper Challenge, which is to make something. So it's something you need around your homestead. So what I am making is a makeshift propane lantern. It's going to work along the same lines as the Coleman handheld lantern, except this is going to be something that I can put up above me and work around. Being that I am in the propane industry, I thought that this might be a cool project to try. I've never done it before. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a try and see what we come up with. So let me show you exactly what my plans are, and I'm probably not going to have the camera on the whole time while I'm doing it. I'll just show you bits and pieces of what I'm going to do. So let me show you exactly what I've got, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've taken this tree right here. I chopped it down with that axe, and really the tree had to come down anyway because it was starting to rot a little bit. It was right above my dog house. I didn't want it to hit my dog, so I thought I would use it since it's got that crook right there, that crook in it. I thought it'd be nice to put a globe right here, somewhere in this area, with a propane. I'm going to use a propane mantle, just like what you'd use in a Coleman stove. I'm going to run a copper line down, and then what I'm going to do is put a ball valve somewhere in here, and then I'm going to run the copper line down even farther, and then what it's going to do is hook up to one of my mini propane 20-pound cylinders. I probably have a blue dozen of them sitting around here, so I might as well use one of them for something, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and start running my copper line, and then we will come back. Okay, so what I have here is my 3/8 inch copper coming down. Now I'm going to cut some of this off. This is where the globe's going to be. What I also have is a 1/2 inch pipe thread by 3/8 inch flare. Any connections I make on propane with copper, I do it with flare fittings. I will not use the ferrule or the compression fittings on gas. I suggest you don't do the same because they are horrible for causing leaks. Flare fittings are much more reliable, but that's another video. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flare the end of this line, and this is where my mantle is actually going to tie on, right here. I think, this is all theory, but I think that the threads will provide a nice place for the mantle to tie, and the pressure of gas will come out, and it'll be nice and neat. That's what I'm shooting for. So what we'll do is go ahead and cut and flare that line, and then we'll move on to something else. Now that right there is a flare. That is what I like to see. So what we're going to do now is put that flare fitting in. And of course that'll be tightened up. But once I get the rest of the line onto the tree, I'm going to try to move that up just a little bit to make sure the globe is up here. I haven't decided exactly how I want to do that yet, but I'm sure it'll come to me. So, okay, what we'll do now is move on down, run some line, and we'll put on the ball valve. Okay, for the ball valve, I am using a fixed flare ball valve. This comes with the flare fittings already fixed into the valve itself. The reason I like using these is because there's no place for it to leak. Now you can get the female flare here where you have to actually dope up a fitting and put in each side. But this way, that eliminates the need for that. Now these are a little bit more expensive, but they're worth it. This is what I like. This is what I have on my ventless heater in my house, just because I believe they're safer and I like to work with them a lot better. What I've done here is I've flared and put a flare nut on this piece of line just like I did before, and what I'm going to do is just screw that on there, and then what that's going to do is be my adjustment. Of course, that is off when it goes crossways like that with the line. It is off. When it goes with the line, it is on. So this is going to control my flow. So what's going to happen is I've got a home run line or a trunk line coming in. This is going to control my flow. I'll be able to hold one hand here and light the other end with a lighter and be able to control how much flow I get, which in turn should, in theory, control the brightness. So what we'll do now is I'm going to run the trunk line or the home run line, and then we will hook it up to our 20-pound cylinder. Okay, so this right here is my my trunk line or my home run line or whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going to use here is another flare nut, but this time I'm going to use an elbow flared union. It's a 3/8 flare on both sides, and the reason I want to use an elbow union is because as that comes down the tree, it'll stick out just like that, and then I will be able to hook my propane up to it right here, but then I will also be able to unhook it relatively easy and move this tree around at my discretion. So that's exactly why I wanted the elbow. I could have had it come up this way, but I think the symmetry on it looks better this way, or just it feels better to me. If you're going to do something like this at home, you can really do it however you want. It's just a project. There's no right or wrong way to do it, because technically I don't even know if this will work yet. So, but that's why I'm using that. What I'll do is get this line screwed down with some brackets, and then we'll come up and see how well the propane fits into it. Okay, so here's what I've got. This right here will be the inlet where the propane comes in. The trunk line goes up the tree. It goes into a ball valve. The ball valve is what is going to control my flow. That way, hopefully, it'll control the brightness and dimness of the mantle. Then it comes up, goes through the crook of the tree, and it comes around right back here. And then I've split the tip end of this to be able to bend the copper around. And then this is where my globe is going to go. Now, this is all theory because I have not tried it yet, but that is how I think that it is going to work. So what we'll do now is go ahead and get the propane hooked up and make sure that there's no leaks, and then hopefully we can get this thing fired up. Okay, so I have a little makeshift stand there. I just pulled some old trees out of the woods, screwed them to the tree there, and that is my new lantern. I've got it hooked up to my 20-pound cylinder or my grill tank. Now what I used here You have to make sure it's regulated. So I've got me a grill regulator going into my POL valve. I took this off of an old grill that I had before I threw it away. Goes right there into my trunk line. No pun intended. And then goes up. There's my control valve. And it goes up. And right there is where my globe and mantle is going to attach. So hopefully this works. Hopefully. Okay, so there must be some sort of huge anomaly out there. I don't know what's going on, but I cannot find any of the mantles. We haven't had any storms. We haven't had any major electric problems, so I don't see why people would be hoarding up these propane mantles. I thought I had one here. Turns out I didn't, so I went to go get one. Can't find one. Can't find them anywhere. So what I did was I ordered it on the internet, which should have been here by now. But it wasn't the post office. It was UPS, I believe. Sent me an email that said it was supposed to be here 2 days ago. Sent me an email and said, due to storms in the Pacific Northwest, your shipment has been delayed. Which, okay, I get it. It's been storming. Anyway, the fact of the matter is I don't have my mantle, so I can't try the lantern out right now. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to put this video into 2 parts. The first part you just watched is me actually building the lantern, and the second part is going to be me putting the globe on it and also putting on the mantle and then firing it up and seeing if it works. So I hope that's okay with Buckrun11 that I do this in 2 parts. But I want to get the second part in as soon as possible. So as soon as that gets here, I'm ready to go. Should be any time now. So as soon as that gets here, I'll get the second part uploaded so I can get entered in to win his challenge, hopefully. So anyway, my name is Wayne Irving. Thank you for watching Wayne's Homestead. Please look forward here in the near future to part 2 of Buckrun11's November Prepper Challenge. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you next time.